This is the plaintiff, Shari Morris. She says the defendants were moving into the building where she lives and they dropped a refrigerator on her car, damaging it something awful. When she presented them with an estimate of repair, they became rude and defensive. Said their lawyer told them not to pay. And well, here they are. She's suing for $1,582.09, the cost of her car repair. These are the defendants, Robert Simone and Paige Glime. Robert says the refrigerator blew over and landed on the plaintiff's bumper, cracking it. When he knocked on the door to tell her what happened, the woman blew up in a fit of rage. He tried telling her it was an act of God, but she wouldn't listen to reason, and here they are. They're accused of being cold to a new neighbor.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says that she parked a brand new car in a legal parking space and the defendant's refrigerator toppled over, creaming her car. Now, the defendants say, come on, it's an act of God. They're not responsible. It's the case of being a chilly neighbor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Ms. Morris, you're suing your neighbors, Mr. Simone and Ms. Gleam, because their refrigerator fell on your car. Do tell, what happened?
Okay, on April 15th, I saw them moving in, and I saw a lot of their refrigerator on the outside of the apartment entrance. And the next morning, the refrigerator and other furniture was still there at about 9 in the morning. And about 3 p.m., I got a knock on the door by Mr. Simone telling me the refrigerator fell on my car. So I went downstairs. I was a little upset. He handed me a business card telling me to go to one of his guys to get an estimate. I told him I just bought the car 2 months ago, and I was going to take it to where I bought the car from. And so he wrote down his name and his number, which the telephone number was wrong. I got the correct number from somebody else. On the 17th, I got an estimate. I called him, and he told me his lawyer said he didn't have to pay for it. And I said, why? He said, you're not supposed to be parked there. And I said, I live here. I'm parked in a designated space. And I said, your refrigerator shouldn't have been out there all night. And he told me he had nobody to help him move it. And I said, well, you should have put it back in your truck that you have. And that's how it ended.
And here we are. So let me hear from you, Mr. Simone.
Well, we were moving in, and I didn't have a strong enough fella to help me bring it up the stairs, so I just left it by the sidewalk, and I went to go pick somebody up to go help me bring it up the stairs. And apparently, they claim the wind blew it over and fell on her car.
Wait, how long was that thing on a dolly outside, bothering other people?
For about
how
half an
long
hour.
was it? Half an hour?
Half an
She
hour.
says it was like overnight. Did I misunderstand you? Or did you say it was overnight?
It was overnight. It was there at 9 in the morning when I went out there in the morning, and he came at 3 o'clock and he told me it fell over.
Okay, but did you see it the day before, or I misunderstood you?
I saw furniture outside the day before, and then
Well, how about the fridge?
About 9 a.m. I don't remember seeing a fridge in the morning.
All right. So now the fridge is out there. It's on a dolly. And tell me, how is it secured to the dolly?
Well, it was tied with a rope. And
It was not.
it was.
It didn't have a rope.
Overnight. It was only there about a half an hour.
No. Forget about the overnight. She says she saw it at 9 and then it was at 3 when things happened. Who was supposed to help you bring it up the stairs?
Well, I had made arrangements with a friend of mine, and he wasn't home at the time, so I went to go look for somebody else.
Yeah, so it wasn't half an hour. Okay? You had to drive to your friend's place. Your friend wasn't around, and then you had to find somebody else. But I don't care how long it is. I don't care if it's 3 minutes. How did the refrigerator fall on her car?
Well, there was a neighbor. He claimed the wind blew it over.
We have a video.
I think somebody pushed it.
Oh, pray tell. There's a video.
We have security cameras.
There was no car there when I put the refrigerator there. She pulled up afterward.
How would you know? You're in the middle of a movie. You don't see, you don't see who's doing what. You think that someone off camera, you're taking note of what cars are where? How do you know that someone's not going to park there in a second? Is that actually your parking space?
There, why would you park in front?
Ms. Moore, well, first of all, I don't even know that what you're saying is true, because I'm not going to just believe you that she wasn't parked there before. But let's ask you, did you approach there and park when you saw a refrigerator and failed to anticipate his extreme negligence at how he was roping it and controlling its not falling over?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Well, these litigants are warring over a refrigerator that somehow toppled over, damaging the plaintiff's car. Let's go back into the courtroom.
Did you actually see the refrigerator and park there?
We were parked there before and after. We parked close to the entrance at that time.
How would we have dropped it off if your car was parked there?
Because
I don't know what you did, because you got no bit. You don't own that sidewalk, so I don't know why you're getting. What is your premise? That people should anticipate that you've done a really bad job of tying the thing and securing it and making sure it's not top heavy? Now it's interesting because you actually think, of course you're allowed to move in. All in one fell swoop. You don't get to leave it there so it falls on someone's car. And when you move in,
we had nobody to help
you
us
are moving. Wait a second. And when you're moving in, if your refrigerator falls on someone's car, who the heck do you think is going to be responsible? It's your refrigerator that you left out there.
It's an act of God.
How is it the act of God?
I think it's an act of God.
We had no idea that was going to happen.
Oh, no. Listen. We have very different gods, okay? This isn't God's act. It's the fault of the person who doesn't secure the item sufficiently and leaves it out there for that much time close to where people are allowed to park, because something like this can happen. And when it does, it is your responsibility to pay for it, okay? Now, she says you told her your lawyer said she shouldn't have been parked there. Did you actually tell her that your lawyer told you not to pay?
Yes.
Did you actually talk to a lawyer, or you just said that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And there's a lawyer out there that told you it's an act of God that the refrigerator you put on a dolly fell. God does not involve himself or herself in your refrigerator strapping. That's really a you issue, okay? Ms. Morris, let me see the repair bills. What if a kid had been walking by? I'm sure there's families in this place. What if somebody had been really hurt? Why are you rolling your eyes at me when I say that?
Because a lot of things happen than what we're talking about.
Exactly, and I'm pointing out the worst things that could have happened than what we're talking about. That is precisely right. That is exactly what I'm pointing out. This is just car damage. This is going to be resolved in 2 seconds right here. But what if a child had been walking by and it had fallen on a child? A lot worse things could happen. That's why you don't leave a refrigerator outside unattended and think it's part of a normal part of moving. It is not. I am finding in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of the repairs, which are $1,582.09. You had it right the first time when you were asking her to take it to somebody to be fixed. It's just that it turned out to be more expensive because as a new car, she doesn't want to take it to your friend. She wants to take it to the dealership. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the plaintiff prevails. She's going to get everything she asks for. Mr. Simone, let me ask you, what a way to start off a relationship in a new community, right? Welcome aboard.
Well, I don't think I'm responsible for that. If the wind blew it over, that's an act of God.
That didn't work. That did not work at all.
It didn't work. You're right.
Well, you got to pay, so live and learn, okay?
Live and learn.
Let's talk to Ms. Morris now. Ms. Morris, what's it going to be like now living so close to him? I mean, he's brand new in the neighborhood. He's your neighbor. What do you think it's going to be like?
It hasn't been good since the day he moved in, so I guess it's just going to keep going on now, I guess.
Well, I'm sorry for you, but at least you won, so congratulations. All right, let's see what the judges think about this case.
Defendant in this case, Mr. Simone, initially came out and said, hey, this was an act of God. And when I hear that as a judge, I think, well, act of God is force majeure in the law. and it's almost always confined to contract law as a way to excuse performance by one party or the other because, let's say you have a rock concert on a Friday night and a tornado hits and nobody can go.
No, but it could also be a tree, a limb flying, or, I'm not responsible if my absolutely healthy tree, fell over on your house.
It can apply in tort law, which is a case like this as well, where there's negligence.
It just doesn't apply in this case.
Right.
Let me tell you something. Do you think there's a lawyer who said, don't worry, it's an act of God?
Not a lawyer worth a dime.
I don't even think a bad lawyer would say that. I think that someone, used the phrase and then he just hooked on it because she wanted to go to the dealership. That's it. Because he was super remorseful until it became expensive.
Hey, it's a new car. She should be able to take it to a good place and get it
You never
fixed.
have to take it to the tortfeasor wants you to.
No.
The person who injured you doesn't get to get a bargain.
No.
Right.
So Gloria wants to know this. Hey, Harvey, my husband and I need our wills updated. Can we type them up ourselves, or do we need to hire an attorney to draft them and keep them on file? Well, you can write your own will, but you have to do it right. And I can't tell you what it is because that's going to depend on your state. But look under holographic wills, handwritten wills online. You'll be able to see all of the things you need to do. See you next time.